as hell. Hey, I am Brandon Walker, host of Pick Central, Barstool's daily gambling show, which, weirdly, probably the hottest gambling show on earth right now. It's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I'm not really helping that, but Ben Mintz is, and Big Ev is, and Rico is. Let me lay out the front of the show for you real quick. It is me right now, joined by the double vodka Don himself, Big Ev. We are in the building.
You gave me a little like a DJ.
I liked it.
You gave me hyped up.
I liked it.
I need to get back to my old my hype man WWE promo.
Get it out
days.
there. Yeah.
Just get it speak with my chest. Get
fucking
that.
Be you, brother.
I see.
Be you.
You want to know what I think it's taken out of me? I didn't get my college football show fix.
Yeah.
I like the
on the road.
getting
shirtless and beer thrown on you. And
I like
that.
I like being in the mix with the people. I like getting the crowds fired up.
We're back on the road this year, though.
We are. I'm excited.
Have you seen the schedule?
I was there for the meeting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you sure were. Yeah. So it's gonna be we're gonna be back on the road.
Excited.
Right now it's me and Big Ev, and we will be joined shortly by Rico Bosco, who will be here as soon as the door to the CEO's office opens up and he leaves her office. Why he's in there? I have no idea. All I know is there's some yelling, there's some screaming, and the door to the CEO's office is closed, and Rico Bosco is in there. You decide to do with that information whatever you will. He's actually getting interviewed for Token CEO, so not a big deal.
You've been on Token CEO, Brandon?
I am very upset about that. Yeah. No, I've not.
I have.
You have.
Yes.
And Rico is getting interviewed for it right now. I've not been on Token CEO. I will never go on fucking Token CEO. No, they asked me for a couple weeks from now. And Ben Mintz, I kicked him off the show. He will no longer be with us on a daily basis. Yesterday, he brought up at the end of the show an Ole Miss Mississippi State thing, and because he did that, he is now suspended for indefinitely. And I'm not having that Ole Miss punk-ass bullshit on my show, so he will not be here.
They came to blows. Unfortunately, it was not caught on camera, but...
Correct. But
strikes were thrown.
Guess who has the power in that relationship? B-Walk. So he will not be here today. So there you go. We're going to talk about some NBA playoffs. We'll talk about Major League Baseball. Garrett Cole, maybe not a cheater?
What did I say?
Well, you said they're facing the Twins to bet on them, and you nailed that one. When did the Twins get so bad?
Well,
it happened so quickly.
This year they've disgustingly underachieved. Just like they actually, if you look at their lineup on paper, they have some very good hitters. Like they have a lineup.
They have a lineup. Yeah.
That's rock solid. They got a couple pitchers that are decent. They just see. Well, there's the thing with basically, I feel like the last 10 years or so we've played them in the playoffs probably 5-ish times.
Yeah.
And every single time we just absolutely wipe the floor with them.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying I'm saying sweeps, blowouts in wild card games.
Never a doubt.
No, easy. For them, I forgot to tweet it last night. I literally feel like for the Yankees.
Why are you showing me while he's talking? I feel weird. I feel weird. Like you're looking at my pants.
I should have sat in the other seat. I didn't realize that there was not a one shot.
Well, Rico will be here in a minute.
Fair enough.
All right, let's. Y'all want to see my dick? I'll show my dick. Fine. It's not that big of a deal.
You won't show your dick, Brandon.
There's
You won't show your dick.
Not in a noon show. No, if this were a 9 p.m. show, maybe there'd be some dickery.
Maybe Nate at night, perhaps.
How'd you know I named my dick Nate?
I don't know.
Yeah,
hunch.
Nate and the dogs. That's my dick and balls.
You seem to like Nate Dogg a lot.
I don't like Nate that much, but Nate talks to me all the time. and here's the thing. I feel like my presence is very intimidating because I'm a huge rising star at this company. A lot of people won't talk to me because of how awesome I am, and Nate will talk to me, so it's great.
Who doesn't talk to you?
A lot of people. A lot of people, man.
Like?
A lot of them. I've already said a lot. There's too many to name, really.
Okay.
By the way, I know all the interns' names.
Do you?
Yeah. There's Riley and Hannah and Sean.
Yep.
Sean. And Nick. There's 2 Nicks. And then there's Sahar and there's Kat. And there's one more. It's just a girl. Emily. Yeah.
Nope.
No, that's 100% correct. Did I miss one? Emily is correct.
Nope.
What?
You missed one.
Is it a dude or a girl?
Girl.
I said Emily, Kat, Sahar, Hannah. I said Hannah.
Nope. Madeline.
Forgot Madeline. Fuck. And then there's girl Grandin, who's my sister. She's a different intern. She's not a social intern. She's on this side of the building. Mint's not on the show because he's hosting himself rent-free in Brandon's head. Mintz is off the show, guys. Mintz is off the show.
I told you they came to blows. Fists were thrown. I mean, Mincy.
It wasn't after this show because I had to do the yak. But when I got done with the yak, I walked over there and I was like, it's really my fault because I was I didn't let myself get over it. I just festered on the yak and I festered and I festered. When I got over there, he said, "What's up, Brandon?" And I couldn't take it. And then, it'll be on Stool Scenes.
Yeah, and then Mincy just was on top of you like a ferocious lion.
He's a cat.
It was you can't have a guy on your show beat you up. That's what it comes down to.
He is quick as a cat.
You cannot host a show with someone who has beaten you up.
Suspended indefinitely, and we will see what happens. Enrico is on token CEO, yelling at Erica right now. The walls are rattling. All right, so yeah, we got a lot of stuff. I want to rank the remaining NBA teams in the playoffs based on ability to win the title.
Love it.
We're going to do that. How about Frankie, though? How about Frankie in the Islanders stream? I know I don't think a lot of people that watch the stream love the fact that it was in the stadium, but I love that Frankie, I love pure-ass sports fans just because that's you. Like like watching you watch an Ohio State game, watching me watching a Mississippi State game, you'll never probably see me watch a Mississippi State game when they win a championship. Just reality, it's probably not going to happen. But watching Frankie get to walk into that restaurant that I'm sure he's worked at his entire life as a conquering hero, that was cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Him getting up, I can even imagine, like I said, we talked about yesterday a little bit, like I do come from a small business family. It's not a restaurant, so it's not like you're just meeting all these new people and people are kind of regulars and whatever, but that's just an awesome, I can't even imagine how, like how he felt when he laid in bed at night. Like once he finally got home, laid in his bed, and was just like, wow.
I mean, wow. I don't know. I mean, Frankie, of all people at Barstool, has been privy to a lot of cool ass moments. He's been able to be along for the ride for a lot of incredible moments. I would assume this right here, what we're looking at, is the coolest moment he's had at Barstool in life.
Number one for sure.
It has to be, right?
Mr. Borelli even said it too. He's like, I've been working in this place for 50 years. He's like, it's never been like this. He's like, I used to walk around the Coliseum and a couple people would be like, hey, Mr. Borelli, I swear when we were walking with them into the Coli yesterday, we couldn't get anywhere. It was literally like he was a celebrity. Like it was like Matthew McConaughey was just walking around. Frankie and his dad were like A-list celebrities in the Coli.
Kings of Long Island.
Frankie McConaughey. I kind of like that.
1-2. 1-2 punch.
By the way, remember yesterday when we argued about who was going to blog the picks? Mm-hmm. Did you blog them?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I was going to get on to you for not blogging them. I was hoping you did.
I actually wrote. It was long, too.
Was it? Good.
Well, see, I wish.
I fucking didn't see it. My bad. That's my
mistake. It was like, I gave everyone a little, obviously my Ohio State writing was probably a little longer. I just was a little more informed, but I gave everyone a little paragraph.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you did.
I gave you one for each. I gave a little.
That's some good long writing right there.
I pumped everyone's up picks. I gave why you like them, why you might not. The only one I thought, Mincy's, I thought I had more, because then I dove deep into all of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ohio State's I kind of knew already. I dove a little deeper into yours. I dove a little deeper into Mincy's. LSU's in a weird spot. They bring back so much, but it's the double-edged.
They were so terrible.
Yes, it's the double-edged sword of experience versus this group was terrible. So it's kind of like a little. And you don't know how to think of it.
We won't talk college football. I know a lot of you find that boring in June, but we do fall into a trap often. They got 20 of 22 returning starters. Yes. Yeah, they went 4-8 last year.
Their defense was arguably the worst in the SEC.
Yeah, they sucked. Yeah, okay. So what do you think about? And I said we weren't going to talk about college football. What do you think about this Bo Schembechler Michigan thing? Did you see what happened in the report this morning?
No.
You haven't been following this, have you?
You're not talking about the thing in the weight room, right?
No. Well, I mean, Bo Schembechler, the legendary Michigan coach, was apparently covering up for a team doctor who was Sandusky and kids.
Well, that's kind of been a thing for like over a year.
Did you see what came out today?
No, I knew that was a bubbling thing. I knew that was something that had been brought up because I had been keeping that one in the chamber to pull out on Dave whenever he goes against on his Ohio State Crimes Against Humanity rant. I'd been keeping that one in the back pocket until things got more solidified. I feel like you're about to tell me something more solidified. I talked to this guy, Jack G, who just keeps spamming, unblock me, unblock me. Yes, I blocked you today. You know why? Because I put out something today about Arkansas football. No, I put something about PlayStation 3 football. I said, how can I play college football revamped? And you tweeted at me, denounce the Confederacy. I don't play that racist bullshit. I don't play that Mississippi KKK bullshit. I don't play any of that shit, all right? That's not funny. You got to check into my life and what I've done in my life. The Confederacy shit doesn't play. You'll be blocked forever, and I wish I could block you from this show, you stupid little bitch. All right.
Bo Schembechler's son came out today and says Bo Schembechler's son, was molested by this guy, Robert Anderson, in 1969. And when he took it to his dad came down on him violently and backed Anderson and kept the guy in his. This motherfucker's own son was molested in the fucking locker room. And what did he do? He took it out on the son and kept the guy in his spot. That is fucking sick. If that is true, that is sickening. Look at your face. I mean, that is
the
unbelievable.
camera was on my face. I was just in shock that, oh my God, man! Like, I didn't. Like I said, I knew there was a bubbling investigation that he covered up some certain things with a doctor. I was aware of that. This came out just how long ago?
It is
hours ago.
Yeah, it is shocking and saddening and terrible if you covered up any abuse of anyone. But if you cover up abuse of your own son, what kind of piece of shit are you? If your son comes to you and says, "Oh, this guy abused me," and you don't go either kill or beat the living shit out of the guy who did it, you're a fucking pussy. You're lower than low. There goes the head of content walk by just as I say you're a fucking pussy. Who
happens to be female, for the record.
Correct. Yes. So it is. I mean, it is what it is. But my God, it just makes your skin crawl.
It's a lot. It's honestly a lot to take because there's a part of me that, Dave obviously has made so much fun about the incident with Zach Smith
and the free tattoos and all that,
and blah blah blah. I'm not going to sit here and make jokes about a child who was molested.
I mean,
I'm not going to sit here and do that. I don't see this as like a win for Ohio State. At some point, will I talk shit to Dave because his university also
almost certainly
clearly committed crimes against humanity? Absolutely, I will. But it's just scary, man. It's scary to think like how.
And this was 50 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. This is 1969, I believe it said 1970.
Yeah, 52 years ago.
I mean, Jesus Christ! It's like it's hard to even come up with words on the spot where it's just like, it's just so bad. Like there's not really much of an angle to take other than just it's like holy shit, like his own son. It's stunning.
Now, one of the problems with this right now for Michigan is I believe Harbaugh was asked about it last week or something, and he defended Schembechler. He defended Schembechler by saying, my dad was on staff back then, and I never saw any of this. I never was aware. And it might get retconned into saying that Jim Harbaugh is excusing it or whatever. Now, this part, the son thing cing out today. So I don't think, and that might turn into that. I don't think you can really go after Jim Harbaugh huge on this. And now he's going to catch some heat for defending Schembechler, especially as it gets worse and worse. It feels like the thread is kind of coming out big time. I just get bothered by the fact that, we know Sandusky. Now we know something at Michigan. What was happening 40 and 50 and 60 years ago, and this kind of how much was unreported, because these big tough football coaches apparently just were excusing it and saying, oh, maybe that's life. And how much of that goes unreported? Do we know like 2% of what happened in college football or in athletics, period? It just, if you think about it long enough, it weirds you the fuck out.
It's scary. It's scary to think how much, like it seems, especially you're thinking this is just two schools in the same conference.
Yeah.
Like it's scary to think what was going, like you said, what was going on all over the country. To go back to the Harbaugh thing, he definitely is going to catch some flack for if he defended him even in any way. I would say even if it was out of context.
Yeah. If
you defend a guy who was basically allowing this guy to run rampant molesting people in the locker room or just near the program, massive issue. But I mean, I don't know how it's one of those, even though like you said his dad was on the staff, blah blah blah, you can't sit there. I don't think you can sit there right off the bat and just blame them for what happened, because I think then it almost becomes like a little bit of a Schiano situation.
Yeah, where he gets tied to something he had nothing to do with.
Like he just was there. He just was there. But that doesn't mean you knew what was going on.
That was just Tennessee fans wanting something to pin on him so they could not hire him because they were idiots. That wasn't really a real thing.
Yeah, no, he got railroaded 100%.
All right, real quick before we get to everything else. The sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and wardrobe. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts Clothing. They've taken a classic men's fashion staple, the plain tee, and refined it, combining premium quality with a minimalist aesthetic. remind me to talk about Frank in just a second. Cut shirts, polos, hoodies, and crew short shirts are made for the man who works hard, plays hard, never settles for less, all in the sport of business. Built for the performance in the boardroom, the bar, or the gym, Cuts clothing keeps you sharp wherever the game takes you. Cuts is premium with a purpose. Each piece of clothing designed with custom-engineered fabric, expertly graded for the perfect fit, arming you for every challenge and opportunity. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/picks. That's cutsclothing.com/picks for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. So, Frank. Last night, I think, was his masterpiece, his piece de la resistance, whatever. It was his absolute. I added another syllable in there. I shouldn't have. He absolutely. It was his artwork, his Sistine Chapel. I muted him last night in the second inning, and I thought, because I wasn't looking at the scoreboard. I bet on the Orioles. I $100, but I bet on the Orioles. It wasn't much. So I thought, my God, the Orioles are running the fucking Mets out of the building. It was June swoon. About the fifth inning, about halfway through, I said, well, fuck, let me look how bad the Orioles are winning. It was 7-1 Mets.
Yep, I was on the Mets.
It was they beat the shit out of it. It was never close.
No,
it was never close. And I was like, I unmuted him this morning. I'm like, oh, that's my first thing I do. I shower, I shave, I unmute Frank from the Mets game the day before. And it was that's like his perfect. He threw a perfect game last night. He was so negative to the June swoon, and they were up 7-1.
You know, he started. So the Mets were they were the away team. They scored 2 runs in the top half of the first. He was
correct. Yeah, they were up 2
literally.
Right.
One player got on base.
Yeah,
like they started the game. The leadoff hitter got on base, and it was like the world ended. It was over. The season was over.
Look at this.
Everything's over.
Look at this. Constant fail, shaking my head. Lindor needs to make more contact. Every ball is scalded. The Orioles are going to have 10 again. The Mets were winning in every single one of these tweets.
They were. I mean, at one point they were up like 14-2 in the 7th inning.
Yeah,
14-2.
It was. I legitimately, if I hadn't checked in the middle of the game, I would have went to bed last night thinking the Mets had lost in an embarrassing fashion.
Because he won't even allow the one. We were watching a game that Devlin, I believe, was filming, kind of just like his last out reaction.
Yeah.
He goes, it's just relief. It's just a sigh of relief when they win. It's not happy. It's just sheer relief. Crazy. I mean, if they win a World Series, he'll just say how hard it is to repeat.
Yeah.
There's no happiness.
I mean, 1 in 40 years. I mean, what's the point?
And his parents made him go to bed before. He didn't even get to watch it with his own eyes.
October 21st, 1986, something like that.
His parents made him go to bed.
Were you?
He didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I think it was on the Yak a couple of weeks ago. But I said, Game 6 of 1986 was on October 28th, and he goes, "No, that was the day of the parade." He just knew that was, and we Googled October 28th, 1986, the day of the parade.
Yep.
He knew. He's an unbelievable mind. Everybody's complaining Mincy should be on the show every day. Well, then he shouldn't have mouthed off like that. He shouldn't have fucking mouthed off like that.
You can't have the host of the show full mount raining punches.
No, you can't do that. You just can't fucking do that.
At 4 p.m. on a Wednesday.
You just low key just keep adding details. You're gonna have him shooting me in a minute.
Full mount.
So no, you shouldn't have mouthed off. All right, I don't know what you want me to say. If Mets wants to be on the show, he's got to fucking earn it back. He's indefinitely suspended. All right, I'm not having that shit on my show. Not that bullshit.
It's a different side of Mincy. I'd never seen that.
I've never seen it.
He transformed.
I'm trying to do the Step Brothers fight thing, but I missed it. I legitimately thought I was going to be raped. All right, so NBA, rank the remaining NBA teams to win the title. All right, because right now we have no blue blood really. We have no team. The last time any of these 8 teams won the championship was 1983. That's Philadelphia. Yep. 5 of the 8 teams, I believe the Jazz, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Suns have won one, I believe. The Bucks have won one. The Nets and the Hawks never won a championship. Yep. So I love new blood. This is, to me, I love LeBron and I like watching Golden State play. But the fact that we now have newness in these playoffs, it makes it fresh, makes it exciting. I like this. I don't think people are going to watch. I don't think the ratings are going to be great.
I'm excited for the West at least. Like one of those teams is a team that they've been trucking along for a little bit now. I've said it from the beginning. I'll keep saying I still think the Nets are going to just kind of walk away with this thing relatively easily.
I say that people won't watch, but if the Nets get in, that's a big money.
I generally don't believe a series will go more than 6 games with the Nets. I really believe that. I think it's the Nets, big gap, Suns. I think the Suns are the team that are built the most to give them a shot. I think they play so balanced on offense. Like, they're just so unselfish.
We're going 1 through 8, ranking the teams left in the playoffs, NBA playoffs, who could win the championship.
How are the Nets a dog tonight?
Well, they're playing.
I don't care the games at home.
They're playing a good team who's up against the wall. They're back against the wall.
Are they a good team? They just got tracked.
They did, but they're up against. They're backed against it. They're in a corner. If they're men, they're coming out tonight and playing well.
I made a pact already. I'm just betting the Nets every single game. The rest, I've told myself this how good they are. I'm not letting myself. I bet against them in game 2, even though I thought they were gonna. I've said all year since the series came out that they were gonna wash the Bucks. Auto lock me on the Nets every game the rest of the postseason, no matter what.
If you had to,
no matter what.
Which game do you think most people avoid the sweep more, 3 or 4? We can look it up.
I think 3.
I'd say
I think 3.
probably.
That's what I say 3
that
too.
First shot on your home court.
Yes. So it points all the way to the Bucks, right? I don't care.
I think game 4 is more of a.
And
it's not even on my. I don't even think it's on my card.
I think game 4 is more of
But
a give up spot, right?
What?
Game 4 is more of a give up spot.
It is.
Like game 3, you still have a lot to play for.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to sit here, Mincy's suspended indefinitely from the show. If you would like,
He's suspended indefinitely from the show. Why?
They got into a fist fight yesterday.
He made an Ole Miss point yesterday, and I'm not having that shit on my show, so I said he can't be on the show anymore.
Wait, I was here yesterday. I didn't get no fist fight.
I mean, it was later. It was
after you left.
Oh,
It
yeah?
was after the yak. Yeah, it was after you left.
He beat him up pretty bad.
You want to sit here?
No, that's his chair.
No.
This is my chair. I got all the ass grooves in it. I like this chair. Who sits here for the yak?
That's Nick Terraney.
That's good vibes.
Yeah.
Now work some jokes.
Yeah.
So that's why he
Terraney
sits
ass
here?
grooves. I've heard that. So, all right. I got
What
Nets.
do you want? 1 to 8. It's Nets.
I got Nets 1. I mean, that's obvious, right? I feel like they're the heavy. I don't know. I mean,
Sixers.
I got Nets Suns at number 2.
I said Suns too.
I go,
Yeah?
yeah.
And I think I was pretty like I
They
said
can
that
score
pretty
and
easily.
defend.
I think it's Suns too. I think it's like Nets gap, Suns little gap. I'm a Suns believer.
I got Nets Suns 3. I got the Jazz. I think we're disrespecting the number 1 seed out west.
I tried to say, what about the Jazz to win the whole thing or win the West? And everybody was kind of like, no, take the
But
Lakers.
that was when the Lakers were still in, and I believed in the Lakers. I was wrong.
I've been disrespecting the Jazz. I still am to a degree because I think the Suns will smoke them. And when I say smoke them, not smoke them like 4 games, but I think they win in like 6.
And then I got 4. I got the Sixers, followed by the Clippers at 5, the Hawks at 6, Bucks all the way at 7. And then I got the Nuggets, who are a man down, frankly. The Nuggets winning a series is an accomplishment.
They also, their best player is a big guy, not a guard. I still say you need.
Yeah, but he's also.
I get it.
Yeah, he's
but
a big guard though.
But like the inbound, he has the ball in his hands and he goes. You know what I mean? There still needs to be an entry pass. And don't get me wrong, they don't play lights out defense in the NBA. He'll get the ball, but there still is a barrier. I want my guy to be a guard. Steph Curry,
For sure.
Dame Lillard, like they got the ball in their hands, they could just go.
How was your interview?
It was great.
Yeah,
It was great.
How do you feel about being on that show before me?
I feel good. I got more interesting things to say to you.
Really?
You know which one I was on?
What, Token?
Oh, all right. I was going to Subway, Arcade.
It was going to give you hints. It was going to be awful.
I do the hints.
I'm a recurring guest. I've been on.
You're
I was
not
on
recurring.
As you should.
Have you been on multiple times?
This is the next time I come on.
Yeah, then you recur.
She's mad at me right now, so no.
Is she?
I got to work my way back up. I got to get my straps back. I'm working on it.
How's she not mad at you for all the times that your neighbors freaked out and
Because my neighbor never puts her on the text.
ever? She never catches shrapnel?
Never.
All right, well. Yeah, I guess your neighbor's pretty smart about how he goes to war.
Neighbor's real smart.
Okay, he knows what he's doing. All right, guys. I love the chat. You guys must be really stupid. So Ben Mentz is doing another podcast right now. He's on Starting Nine with Jared,
really
and
are
he's talking college baseball with Jared. And
I said that Mincy had Brandon full mount.
They're
Yeah.
so
Just
stupid.
raining punches.
but they're
And people ask, why do you do those like corny jokes? It's because I get enjoyment out of.
right, correct. I'm sitting there and they're watching like, oh, I don't want to watch this without Mentz. Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow. I wish he was here now.
Maybe if the suspension's lifted.
He's doing yeah, you're right. He's doing college baseball talk with Jared and who's the
Dallas Braden.
the guy with the fro.
Dallas
yeah.
Braden was mad at me.
I'm sure he is.
He sent me an A's T-shirt, and then I sent a sweatshirt, and I sent him a Rico shirt. He wanted it in return, but he hasn't answered. I don't know if he got it.
How do you get free shit from everybody?
I was riding the fucking A's, dude.
He had an A's future.
So I bet on teams all the time.
And A's future. I had multiple A's futures.
You had multiple everybody futures. You had 8 futures last year. You had every
I had
MLB
6.
team. You had the Cubs, the Reds, the A's.
They all made the playoffs. Fucker.
Cheese Ball's going to be on the Dave Portnoy show next week.
He is.
Yeah.
That's your guy, right?
Nope.
Did she ask you about Cheese Balls?
No, the other cheese bowl. Freshman team.
Preston Lacey.
Freshman team.
So did you see
Comes with the territory.
This is just this isn't really a topic or anything. But I look at it every morning, and then Barstool Sports just tweeted it today. But this Greg Olson's kid, getting the heart transplant. The
Unbelievable.
tweet
God bless
he
him.
put out the other day from the hospital bed saying thank you everybody, and then the tweet today telling his brother and sister. I mean, like, bam! It just gives me
People
goosebumps.
tagged me in it. I apologize. I didn't know it was Greg Olson's kid. I just saw it as a kid.
You didn't know it was Greg Olson's kid?
I didn't follow the story. Now,
But
I
all
do.
you did was some things, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's fine. What's wrong with that?
Right, without a doubt. It doesn't matter to me.
It's human being.
Anybody. Yeah, you could tell me it's just some kid from
It's
Ohio.
a kid
Could care
who
less.
had heart problems and got a
Right.
heart transplant and they were running like they were near the end. It was getting rough, and boy, it just makes me for all the terrible shit on Twitter. Twitter's a fucking cesspool, and Twitter will make you think, boy, this society's god awful and gross, and I hate it here. And then you see this fucking little kid sitting in a hospital thanking people for the heart
it's
he
horrible.
got. Oh
Twitter,
my god,
for the most
it's
part
just.
is shitbag. I also think it's fucking a lot of it's clever. The people like you, some people who do have clever jokes that are harmless.
Yeah.
I think that's funny, you know.
Yeah.
But shit like that should have platforms. That's why I say some things. I mean, it's the fucking best.
All right, so
Let me do a shameless plug real quick.
You do it
Well, I
better than
already
anybody
asked
I
you.
know.
Oh no, Bench Mob came out today. One coach who needs their first title, and a coach who needs another. Throw out Mark Few and Tom Izzo, because they're the two most obvious answers.
Okay, all right. Let's
Now-
needs a first title, and not who I think's going to get one. Like I think Oates is good enough to. If it's not at his team, he'll get
Oates,
one eventually.
Musselman, Will Wade, all those guys. They're the new class.
Right.
They're
I wouldn't say Will Wade's in that class, but okay.
They're all rising stars. They've only been around for a little while. If Oates hangs it up tomorrow, or Musselman hangs it up tomorrow, you wouldn't say, "Oh, his career was
This
a
is a
failure."
great
The guy
question.
was at Nevada. The other guy was at Buffalo. Like they haven't been around forever.
This is a great question. I almost. Would you say Chris Beard needs the title to justify the move
Still
to
a
Texas?
rise- still a rising
star.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
4
Am I-
years.
so-
now he starts getting on the list.
An interesting name just popped in mind. What about like a what's his fucking name? Like a Bruce Weber. Or not Bruce,
Bruce Pearl?
Bruce, yeah, the Auburn's coach.
Pearl.
Hasn't been great
That's what I
forever.
meant.
But
That's the way.
no,
I
he's been
There's no wrong
he
answers.
built Tennessee a decade ago.
He's been around at big programs
Okay,
for a long time.
Then Bruce Pearl's on the radar.
I assume Huggy Bear is one of the answers.
Huggy Bear was
Yeah.
Jake's.
Huggy's easy, yeah.
Mine was Dana Altman.
Dana Altman.
Pac-12 really needs one. Dana Altman's been close a couple of times. Went to the Final Four. They seem to always have good teams. Dana Altman's like a lifer guy, especially went to two programs that are not necessarily powerhouses. If he somehow won one, Creighton and Oregon, be interesting to see Dana Altman.
What about another one?
Now
How
another
about
one.
Boeheim?
That's what my answer was.
He's a one title guy.
Boeheim.
See, my thing with he's already so close to the end. I thought it was almost like you just know he's probably
assume he's not
going
gonna
to
get it,
one.
yeah.
Right. But it's hard to have 1,100 wins. He's gonna have one title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other two that I think really jump out are Calipari and Self.
Calipari needs one
Calipari
desperately.
for forever. One title.
Yeah.
All those seasons.
Bill Self's
And
a
Bill
good one,
Self's
too.
another one too. Like Kansas. I mean, how many years is Kansas going to flame out? I think Bill Self needs.
Yeah, but that's something that existed long before Self, and I feel like Kansas is always there and rarely wins. Self is a great one. Calipari is a great one. I would say Cal is probably the number one guy who needs a title. But Cal's in a unique situation where he has a fan base that will suck him off regardless.
Yep.
They will argue you down that he is great, despite the fact that everything points to the contrary right now.
Plus, no matter what, if you do get rid of him, the recruits go. He's found a way to get the recruits.
Can I steal that idea for unnecessary roughness?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Or can I borrow that idea?
Absolutely.
I
That's what
love-
we're here
Say-
for.
I love that idea.
Since I think I genuinely think he might work his way back, Rick Pitino. I don't know if he
I don't know if he
needs
needs one, but if he
needs
got one, it would be a hell of a.
I don't think he really. I agree. I don't think he really needs one, but I think what he did with Iona this year, get him to the tournament. I mean,
him working his
I
way
think-
to another big job.
like he's gonna get another big job. It seems like.
And if he won another title, as such a put your dick on the table moment, like look at this.
I'll give you a last one that I said at the end. He doesn't need it, but he needs it in the sense that it would put him in a pantheon what you don't even realize. Jay Wright's 60 years old. If he wins another one, he would win 3 in like
that old?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He was at Hofstra for a long time. If he wins 1, he's got 3 in, let's say, in the next couple. He wins 3 in 6 years or 3 in 8 years. Roy Williams won fucking 3 himself.
Yeah.
Krzyzewski won 5.
Yeah.
Roy Williams is now. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Jay Wright is fucking has 3 in
Yeah.
6 years. Now what do we start? Where do we start putting Jay Wright in all-time greats? So he doesn't need one. The guy he's done. It's all good. His resume is unbelievable.
Unimpeachable.
But
yeah.
he wins another one, man. That's a fucking new
He gets
conversation.
he starts Mount Rushmore conversation.
That's
what I
a
was
real
gonna say.
big
He's put himself in
conversation.
that elite.
You know, I think it's an interesting topic. Yeah, college, you can definitely say it as well.
So I want to give you an example. Like Quinn Levy in the chat says, Bill Self is the best coach in college basketball. No, he's just not.
No.
The best
I don't
coach in
think
college
he is.
basketball would have multiple titles at Kansas. You tell me if
Multiple titles at Kansas when, for a lot of times, they were the number 1 seed overall
Yeah.
going in. Multiple times. They choked that Villanova game in
Bill
16.
Self is absolutely not the best coach in college basketball. He's a very, very good coach.
I say it all. That's a big Back to the Future moment. If Kansas doesn't fuck that Nova game.
yeah.
Then does Jay Wright, is that
Does he
just
get the
another
second
nail in
one
the-
if he
does
doesn't even get the first one?
People thought I was a fucking asshole. They were like, how could you say it's true? If he doesn't get it, it's more pressure. It's more is he coaching the Carolina game a little differently?
I love that
Is what it
fucking
is.
conversation.
Does he get the
Rico. I
recruits?
love that fucking
yeah, it's
conversation.
great. Get it going.
Uh,
You could say the same for the NFL. We'll start. I mean,
yeah, you could do it for anything.
Quarterbacks, anything. It's a great conversation.
In football, it has to be Mullen. I don't know if.
No, I
Don't
think
get me
it's
started
gotta
on football. Don't get me started on
It's got to be
football.
Brian Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly's a good one.
I think it's gotta be Brian Kelly.
Shit. 5 years ago, Felix Gray realized our eyes weren't meant to look at screens all day and designed glasses to make daily screen time more comfortable, the workday more productive. Now, more than ever, Americans are spending more time on computers, phones, tablets, gaming, and so many other sources of blue light. Felix Gray glasses are not like other blue light lenses. Felix Gray lenses filter 15 times more blue light that can make screen time tough on your eyes and disruptive to sleep. Non-prescription and prescription available. Check them out now, felixgrayglasses.com/picks. If you can feel your screen time or you're not sure if blue light glasses are right for you, start with the best in blue light. Try Felix Gray. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's nothing to lose but eye strain. Get yourself a pair of glasses made for the 21st century, designed for modern, hardworking eyes. You have nothing to lose except maybe strain on your eyes. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/picks for the best blue light glasses on the market. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/picks. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. felixgrayglasses.com/picks. No, I know who needs a title in college football. Somebody said it, jogged my memory. Kirby Smart has to get one.
Yeah.
He's a colossal failure if he does. He's put himself in a position. If he doesn't win one, he's a joke.
Okay.
He has to win one.
Okay.
So he would be the answer for that. And then as far as who needs another one, that maybe I'll have to flesh that out later. Again, I'll talk with it with our college football experts.
There's not many active coaches who've won a title.
Very,
is the interesting part about college football.
Jimbo has one, and he could win another, but I wouldn't say he has to win another.
No.
It would help him a lot.
Oh yeah,
It
absolutely.
would help him a lot. But Saban has all of them.
Right.
Saban has all the fucking titles.
That's where it's
literally become like the Jordan era.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Do you think Kirby Smart needs one more than Lincoln Riley? Because Lincoln Riley's put in his NFL rumors. He's this, he's that. He's his quarterback whisperer. He doesn't win a goddamn thing. He doesn't win a goddamn thing.
How many years has Lincoln Riley been a head coach?
4, 5,
Okay.
not many.
I think 4 or 5.
But Kirby's the same.
And he's more fit to be in the NFL. You look at his resume of college. He coached for 4 years and didn't win a title. That's a million other guys that have done that. I think
Kirby needs
Kirby's
more,
the right answer.
Honestly, taking a point from what Rico just said before, the closer you get, the more pressure it puts on you.
Exactly.
Kirby's been much closer.
And that's why
Kirby changed the cost of doing business.
You need to have a conversation about it. You can't just put that tweet out because people in Arkansas or whoever they're fans with will say Musselman. They'll say this guy. It's like not really. Ryan Day. How many years has Ryan Day been the head coach?
4,
4, 5,
3.
Okay, he hangs it up. Do you consider his a failure? It would have been nice that he won one, but I always put it as those guys who got so close, like Mark Few. It's undebatable in college. He fucking needs one. You got to get one.
Wait, actually, has he only been the head coach 2 years?
No, Ryan Day's at least three, right?
Because Haskins was Urban Meyer. He's only been the coach 2 years, head coach. He wasn't 18, 19, and 20. Wasn't Haskins last year 17? No, because it literally went Haskins, and then
I don't think Haskins was
it was
Urban
Urban
18, was he?
It was Urban Meyer.
Oh, here we go. He was the interim in 18 and then 19 and 20.
Well, that was when Urban
2
was
years.
suspended. Because I remember Haskins was Urban because I remember the Maryland game went to like double OT, and that was the famous picture Urban knees down like on the sideline about to pass out.
Yeah.
I'll save it for later, but I think you guys are shortchanging. Kirby Smart's probably the right answer, but I think Lincoln Riley deserves a long discussion there because his reputation far supersedes his actual accomplishments so far in Oklahoma.
I think people see Georgia as a more legitimate title contender.
I don't think so. I mean, Oklahoma's been in the playoff like 3 times. They always, if they're close, they get put in the playoff.
But I think it's because they always get washed. Where we've seen Georgia lose a really tight SEC championship game to Bama a year that they win a title. We've seen them lose a heartbreaker in overtime to Bama in the championship game. Like they've just been so close.
I think the barrier is bigger for Kirby Smart. Like when you say or somebody gets an excuse, like what's your excuse? Lincoln Riley doesn't have that solid of an excuse. Kirby Smart has an excuse, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, no matter what, until this fucking guy Saban drops dead or hangs it up, we're no matter what the second best team in the conference.
Yes.
So I'm already an underdog going in.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln Riley kind of coasts through the Big 12 for the most part.
He's got a foot in the door of the playoff when the season starts.
That's
swaying me.
But
Yeah,
that's valid. I think it goes hand in hand with the pressure thing. Like just you've been closer, so the pressure's higher, the expectations are higher.
Got it.
I think Georgia's expectations are weirdly higher, even though they usually just don't win the conference, and Oklahoma does.
They've won it the last 6 years, I believe. So
it's a healthy debate.
It's a good debate, and I'm glad you brought that question to this. That's what you bring to the table, Rico. I've always said that. Nobody brings more to the table than Bosco. Nobody.
Everybody eats.
Did you bring food today, by the way?
Yeah, bro, pastries.
I don't eat pastries. I'm getting in shape.
7-layer cookies.
I got to do. I'm supposed to do 10 push-ups every show I do, so I have to do those at the end. We'll get to a couple of other things. Did you guys see what Pete Alonso said yesterday?
No.
Pete Alonso he was asked about the spider tack, tiger tack.
Okay.
What is it? Spider tack?
Yeah, spider tack.
That's the thing in baseball, right? The shit they're putting spin rate on there, and they asked him about it, and he came up with a theory, and he presented it as absolute fact. And I think the reporter pressed him on it. It was like, "Is this what you believe?" He said, "I don't believe it. It's fact." He said MLB manipulates the baseballs based on the free agent class that's coming up that offseason. They manipulate the baseballs to kind of make the upcoming free agent class less attractive and less lucrative. His examples were 2019, you had a huge pitcher class coming up at the end of the season. So the baseballs were juiced and the pitcher's numbers hurt because of it. This year, he says there's a huge hitter class coming out, dead balls, and every advantage to the pitcher. And Pete Alonso believes MLB is trying to cut corners with cost for all their owners by juicing the ball around the upcoming free agents. What do you think about that?
Sold.
It makes a lot of sense.
Sold.
But I think it's probably a wild crackpot theory. But
it's interesting that
about and believe in.
Oh no, that's a fact. It's not. It's yes. I mean, guys have talked about it, but I mean, in 2019, there was a huge class of free agent pitchers. And then that's quote unquote the juice balls. And then 2020 was a strange year with the COVID season. But now that we're back to playing a regular season with a ton of shortstops or position players that are going to be paid a lot of money, like high caliber players. I mean, it's not a coincidence. And I think that it definitely is something that they do.
The beauty of this is that is a wild, crazy conspiracy theory that might not be wild or crazy at all. I could see it being right.
What's interesting to me is that he put his name to it.
I appreciate that.
He stuck his fucking chest out too.
As just a fan of baseball, I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
I do too, because these baseball players talking about steroids, talking about rules, they're always big pussies about it. Not that he came out.
I loved he just said, he goes, no, that's just what, like, unequivocally, that's what it is.
I respect it, but he hasn't got a monster deal yet. He's still young. He's the face of New York. The Mets are trying to roll.
Now, wait a minute. Pete Alonso's not the face of New York.
He's the face of the New York Mets.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, no, he's not.
DeGrom.
Okay.
He's the face of the Mets
Okay.
that hits the baseball. Let's put it that way.
Right, okay.
Sorry. Fucking.
It's fine. It's fine. What do you want me to do?
I'm surprised he didn't go to like a beat reporter or a SI, like has a relationship with a guy from Sports Illustrated who's going to run a big feature piece and an anonymous player. You know, like, hey, I'll tell you stuff. If it gets back to me, like, you're fucking dead. It's weird that he did that. You know what? You know what it tells me? He's got to be fucking right, because the backlash of it.
No, I think,
and the reputation and all he's risking.
Fair enough.
He shouldn't do that.
I think him putting his face to it gives it more legs.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you just hear anonymous, it's easy to just, that could be some Joe Schmo utility on the Pirates. Like, you don't know. When you're like a guy who's like a legit, like, all-star caliber player, putting his face on the mic, on the camera, being like, this is what it is. There was no confusion. No, like, he said, this is what it is. It is not up for debate. It's a fucking fact.
It's totally different circumstances, but it reminds me, have you ever seen the Duke documentary, Lacrosse?
Yeah.
When that kid came out and was like, and as it turned out, those kids, at the time, I thought they were all assholes. Since apologized the way it turned out, but it was like they picked 3 random kids. That kid went up and was like, you fucked up. You picked the wrong fucking guy, because I ain't rolling. You know what I mean? I ain't rolling over. And I was confident. So when you saw it, you're like, man, that if you're going to be that confident, like, you got to be fucking right. And Pete Alonso's got to be fucking right.
When the truth's on your side, you'll stick your chest out.
Yes.
Because you're like, you can't prove me wrong, like with facts. You can't do it.
I low-key love that in that first little spiel there, you just acted like what happens in mobster movies happens in real life. Like, Pete Alonso pulls a reporter, hey, if this ever gets back to me, you're fucking dead.
No, well.
I don't think he's going to kill him, Rico.
you do know that forever.
No, there's deal. Yeah.
Steinbrenner was his own leak to the papers.
No.
Like, that shit's real.
But I just love that you added that if this gets back to me, you're fucking dead. I love to see Pete Alonso threatening death to a reporter.
You're dead to me. I'm never going to do your stories. All right.
Yeah, but no, it's just an interesting, and here's the thing. Never put that past baseball. Never, ever. They fought free agency. They had to go to the Supreme Court to get free agency in baseball because the owners were so tight in the 70s, okay?
Really?
Kurt Flood never played again because of it. He's a hero. Then in the 80s, there were guys like Carlton Fisk. There were all-stars who were not getting free agent offers in the offseason. Why? Because all the owners got together and said, hey, we're going to break the free agents. We're not going to offer them any money.
Collusion, yeah.
It was collusion. They had collusion in the 70s. They had collusion in the 80s, all the way back to the 40s. We know that. So baseball has done these things before behind closed. Do not put it past owners who are trying to save a buck to cut any corner they can. Is it happening here? I wouldn't think so, but it sure is fun as hell to talk about.
Also, you got to keep in mind a sport with no salary cap.
Correct.
We'll keep it low.
They have to come up with ways to keep salaries down.
Because these salaries,
they have to manufacture ways to keep salaries down.
Just think about they're going from A-Rod 250 to now it's 300, now it's 350, 400. Harper, Cole, Lindor, all these guys, the contracts is getting bigger and bigger.
Also, what's the icing on the cake to your point? Guaranteed money.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You get every single dollar of that amount of money. Makes sense.
I'm just a believer. I just believe it, like, every top level of, like, where there's just suits and closed-door meetings. I believe there's collusion everywhere.
Yeah. And you know what?
There
probably is.
I'm talking government. I'm talking everything. Like, everywhere, both sides, everything. I don't trust nobody. Nobody.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Don't trust anybody, baby. We're putting our bets with A88 CBD. Get your picks ready. We're going to go that soon. With U.S.-grown hemp extracts and high-quality formulas, their products are winners. And when the stakes are high and life gets hectic, there's nothing better than reaching for an A88 CBD product. A88 CBD is a game changer. They carry a variety of CBD products to choose from, and all of them contain exceptional ingredients and even come in convenient packaging. Try some deliciously different fruit chews or vegan gummies, perfect for taking with you on the go. Or try one of their premium topicals like CBD Relief Cream, Deep Relief Cream. Even better, A88 CBD offers free shipping on all products and 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Exceptional, premium, and convenient. What more could you ask for? Head over to A88CBD.com to find an exceptional CBD experience for you. Use the code PICKS, P-I-C-K-S, at checkout. Receive 25% off your entire purchase. Again, A88CBD.com. Use code PICKS at checkout, 25% off. All right, let's do picks now, and then we'll do the worst calls in sports history. How about that? By the way, UFC stream this weekend. I just looked up and saw Robbie Fox. UFC stream this weekend.
Yeah, big one. It's something me and Robbie had talked about, doing some UFC content. We're going to be streaming UFC 263 pay-per-view Saturday night. I believe we're going to be going live at 8.
What's the main event?
We threw the main card. It's Adesanya Vettori 2. Big two title fights. Nate Diaz on the card. Star. Honestly, one of the better cards of the year. Going to be action-packed, unreal, great fights. Figueiredo Moreno was literally the fight of the year in 2020. They're running it back. Another title shot. Got to be fucking awesome. I think something me and Robbie talked about for a little bit. This is the first one. I think we're going to be doing all the pay-per-views. We're going to be doing watch-alongs.
I DM'd Robbie Fox on our behalf. Do you have a problem bringing Robbie Fox on before UFC cards?
No.
Love it.
We'll have some,
Also,
I know you're a UFC guy.
but
I'm
I
saying,
have-
we're
I
going to have some good...
a gigantic problem you DMing anybody on our behalf. You don't host this show. Huge problem with that. But no, not Robbie Fox. It's one of those things where I will let Robbie Fox come in here, and after he leaves, me and you will just have a big argument.
All right.
Well,
believe you told me.
We're gonna have some awesome boosts in the sports book. I know I'm gonna have a couple. Robbie's gonna have some. I'll definitely I'll give out a couple picks tomorrow for sure.
All right.
I should have some stuff live probably tomorrow or Saturday.
Y'all ready for some picks?
Yeah.
The show's been hot. I haven't really been that hot.
Cool.
The show's been hot.
Fuck off last night.
It
boys.
did. But still, everybody's in positive except for me.
Mincy's fucking rolling.
That's it.
Yeah.
He's just killing college baseball.
College baseball just got him going, man. I don't know if he got his picks in. I don't know if Marty got his picks in. Everybody should have their picks in. But let's see. I went 2-2. Marty went 2-2.
Padres fucked the Cushing. I would have had a nice Cushing.
We'll let
last
Big Ev go first because out of the people here, he had the best night. Go ahead, Big Ev.
I was starting off this game. I think just started. It's about to start. I'm on the Dodgers run line. I'm also on. Listen, the Yankees are playing the Twins. I said it yesterday. I said it the day before. Yankees money line, Yankees run line. We're facing J.A. Happ, that bum. Guy's garbage, trash. Yankees both ways. I'm on the A's run line. I think it's +1. What do we got? +138. Love that. Late night. I'm on the Brewers today. Then I'm also, like I said, I'm betting the Nets every game. The rest of the time they are alive in this postseason, which I believe will be hoisting the trophy. Give me the Nets +3.5. And I'm also taking the Clippers. I think they even the series, bring it back to L.A.
All right, Rico Bosco.
All right, so I got to be a man of integrity here. I got to add the fucking
There's
Nets.
a start.
Nets +3.5. Nets money line. Give it to me.
Okay.
Utah Jazz -3.5 and the over. I just think it's an over series. Dodgers Pirates. The Dodgers might score fucking 10 themselves. White Sox -104. White Sox team total over 3.5. Ev, why am I taking the White Sox?
Lefty?
They face a lefty.
Are they facing a lefty today?
They're facing from what I saw, it was supposed to be Robbie Ray, I believe.
It's a good lefty.
Yu Rai for Toronto is a lefty. He's 5'3" with a 3.23 ERA. I'll take it. I will also take the Athletics Royals over 8. The A's might score 8 themselves. Royals stink.
All right, so I will. They're not that bad.
Royals pretty bad.
They've been bad.
Yeah,
They're on that cold.
They're middle of the pack.
They
They're
just
middle-
got
yeah.
smoked
they
by
aren't
the
as good as the
Yankees.
A's. So I got Braves Phillies under 8. Zach Wheeler on the mound tonight. Braves Phillies under 8. The Braves allergic to 500. Lose again. I think they are now 0-6 as a 500 team this
Yeah,
year.
Smitty, that was his big futures in the East, right?
Yeah.
Talked about the Braves.
Yeah, Smitty's the worst. Golden
No,
Knights
no.
money line. No, that's what you said. Can we clip that? Golden Knights money line tonight -139. Nets Bucks over 234. And I'm gonna go against you guys. Bucks. Are you a man, Giannis? Are you a man, Chris Middleton? Are you gonna let the Nets just absolutely drag their nuts across your face? Or are you gonna stand up and say, no, we've been good for a while. We're gonna fucking show some fucking backbone here. Bucks, I need you tonight. All right. I've had a bad week. I'm losing money. I don't like losing money. I get to Friday, I'm in a bad mood. I push people. Bucks tonight, -3.5. That's my nuts on the table pick. And Jazz Clippers under 222. Jazz Clippers under 222 tonight. I just feel like as this series goes, these are two teams that can tune you up defensively, and I think they're going to bring that side out of each other. I know Jazz overs are actually usually a good bet, but I don't know. I just got a feeling of it. That's just a feeling. It could be very, very wrong. I have a lot of feelings. If you can throw Mints or Mush in that order up there, and we'll see their picks, or in any order you'd like. We'll see their picks, and then we'll talk about the worst picks Worst calls.
in
Thank
sports.
you. He's got
Ev, what do you think about a road trip to Long Island?
Brewers money line, Brewers Reds
I'm in.
under, Blue Jays money line,
Got a nice pie.
A's
Find the
run
oddball.
line, A's over 8,
No Borelli's.
Bucks minus 3.5, and we'll get Marty Mush.
Basilipo.
I'm in.
No picks.
No
from
picks
Marty.
from Marty Mush. He'll be
Oh,
back.
that's
He'll be back Monday, I guess. Did he do bench mob this week?
No, we didn't. We did the pick and roll.
You didn't do short porch either.
Oh, Casey's on the trip too. She didn't do NSA reference, so that's
They have an
understandable.
excuse. They're traveling.
Yeah, they're trying. They're doing content. They're doing work. I have no problem with it. All right, so
Robbie's got to carry his own fucking boards. Man,
Yo,
of the people.
he's a one man. He edits his own show too.
yeah, he
He,
doesn't.
he doesn't have like a producer. He's a one man band.
He does it himself.
Guy grinds.
He's a much better man than me. I stand outside the boardroom and I wait till somebody walks by and say, "Grab my fucking boards." To anybody, I told Dave that one day. Grab my fucking boards and get them to the podcast room.
He didn't break stride.
Not Portnoy, Dave, White Sox Dave. Which no, I would never ask White Sox Dave because they hang on the wall like 5 feet. He'd never get them up there.
You think Jake
Or
li-
Portnoy,
You
actually.
think Jake likes me?
No, I don't. I think there was a very small amount of people here that like you.
Okay, fair enough. That wasn't a very exciting. Like normally, you know what I mean. Like I see if you give away. Like,
No, I mean
that
that's
was a
he's
very
like-
You think you're gonna get an excited wave from Jake? He doesn't do anything excited except drag his nuts over Hank.
Yeah. That's interesting.
All right. What else? Here we go.
So Borelli's. We're in on Borelli's.
Game one.
I need to see the schedule.
I have no idea when they're playing or how. It
Avery, you're the hockey guy. Get us the schedule.
The worst calls in sports history. All right, the worst calls in sports history, and I just did this off memory.
Defensive 3 seconds.
Any more?
Illegal defense.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think.
Targeting.
Catcher's interference.
Yeah, bad call right there. It's not a
Definitely
good
bad
call.
calls.
I got on base once. Catcher's interference. I felt like an asshole. Why'd you swing so late,
Yeah, it's a
dipshit?
weird
We used to
feeling.
tell Peter Leanne that to swing at the catcher's glove, he's the worst player on a Little League team.
Yeah, that's a strategy. That's a strategy.
Gamesmanship.
Get it how you live.
So I got
My
I
dad
came,
tells the story. He was a Little League manager. Ev, you'll like this one. They're down 1. He's got a fast kid on third and a fat kid on second. The guy was making a pitching change. He called him over. He switched him. He fucking hit it before the guy could realize.
wait. I think you got
That's
that backwards.
No, he's got the fat kid on second and the fast kid
No,
on third.
that's right, 'cause you
That's
want- you want to get the fat
think
kid to
about it.
third.
The fat kid's only got to run one
Oh,
base.
okay. Yeah,
and the fast
You
kid
want-
runs
yeah,
two.
little,
That
little,
makes sense.
little
Fucking
bloop to
switch.
the outfield. You want
Yeah,
the guy in
that's what
second.
he knew.
motor.
He was like, I'll switch him. This kid's going to score anyway.
That's actually brilliant.
That's genius.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's
Did another thing.
a huge asshole move.
Oh man,
But-
yeah,
Yeah.
that's chestnut checkers.
Yeah.
He was coaching against me in sleepaway camp basketball, and he put his defender. We came out of a timeout. He put his defender, a big kid, in front of our guy taking the ball out of bounds. And then when we put it in, he sat him down. So he still had 5 guys playing defense.
Oh, he just like real
had
quick. He
6.
just swapped them
He-
out.
No.
Oh,
Had the kid on the
got it,
court,
got it.
knowing you have 6 on the court. This whole gamesmanship, I respect. I respect gamesmanship.
So I thought of this topic last week when it was the 10-year anniversary of Armando Galarraga's perfect game that wasn't a perfect game.
Jim Joyce.
I don't know why we haven't retroactively awarded the guy a perfect game, but we haven't. Armando Galarraga throws a perfect game on the 27th out. Jim Joyce makes the wrong call. And shout out to that guy, Jim Joyce, at the time. I think he's a stand-up guy because he did that night say, you know what, I kicked the shit out of that call. And he
just owned it.
He just owned it, yeah.
That's my theory on the Saints' defensive pass interference. I think the guy just fucking. Sometimes you just don't blow
You
the
just
whistle.
kick it,
Having
yeah,
been
yeah.
like sometimes
you
you're
freeze
like,
it, yeah.
fuck, and it's on a much larger, smaller scale. But like, hey, sometimes you just fucking miss the call.
Let's see. I got Jim Joyce, Don Dinkinger, which I don't know if any of you will
Is that
remember.
the '85 World Series?
85 World Series. The Cardinals are up 1-0.
You ever seen this?
In
So
Game
safe.
6. Game 6, they're up 1-0, top of the ninth, and they can close out the series on the road. The very first batter of the ninth, a little slow roller, and he's thrown out by half a step, maybe a full step, and Don Dinkinger calls him safe. Royals rally, win Game 7. And screw the Cardinals, which I'm fine with because I hate the Cardinals. I hate their fans.
See, if it's that egregious a step, like someone had to be calling some sort of like a gambling collusion or something going on. You don't like if you're a full step in a game of that magnitude at the end of the game where it's almost like the guy might be thinking, shit, like I got to make something happen here.
The hand of God, Maradona. I think 86 World Cup. Colorado when they got a 5th down against Missouri.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was really, really bad. I thought the tuck rule. I mean, the tuck rule.
Yep, I
that
was
was a
gonna
fucking
say
fumble.
that.
That's a fucking fumble.
No doubt about it.
Saints Rams.
That's a Back to the Future moment.
What?
They don't win that one. What happens with the Patriots is now.
Yeah, you're right.
It's hard to say. I know that people are like, they won fucking 6. He's won another one. Like, you know.
Saints Rams pass interference a couple years ago. I think that's like the gold standard these days.
Has to be.
That's
Right, but I just think, listen, he's wrong. But
He
that guy
kicked it, yeah.
He just had an excuse. He just fucking blew it. Like, he just didn't blow the whistle. Sometimes you black out.
I got a couple. Oh, Jeffrey Mayer, when
that
Derek
was a
Jeter
good call.
popped out to right.
It's a good call, TJ. The guy committed a crime.
How?
What crime?
It was a home run.
You can't interfere with the play. You're supposed to be banned from
He
the
hit the ball and
stadium.
it landed in the
Yeah, it just
stands.
landed
That's a
in the
home run.
stands.
It did not
Get
land
me
in the stands. It
started.
landed on his hands that were
That guy
in the
was,
field
it
of
was
play.
a
would've caught it if it landed
routine
in his
fly
hands.
ball. Don't get me started.
And then
Great home run.
I got a couple games that are not just one call, but the Steelers-Seahawks Super Bowl, they had an offensive pass interference that was just not offensive pass interference. I thought the Seahawks just got jobbed in that Super Bowl. And then the entire Mavs-Heat series in 2006 when Dwayne Wade got calls like Michael Jordan in his prime. And then the Kings-Lakers series
I was
in
just gonna
2002,
say.
Game 6, 2002. But we know that one was fucked up because Tim Donaghy's come out and said it was fucked up. But yeah,
Oh,
those,
I don't know why I didn't just think of this before. And this is Homer of me, but Brandon, I genuinely believe you will agree, Rico too. The fucking scoop and score 2 years ago in the Ohio State Clemson.
oh,
game.
I was on your
that
side
was
then.
that was
yeah.
like I was in.
That's a fumble.
I watched literally just at my apartment with one friend. I was running around my apartment, punching walls. Like, I was
you knew
like,
it was a game changer.
you literally have this like helpless feeling. You're like, it's just wrong. Like
You knew it was a game
How
changer.
can you? How they overturned that was just stunning.
I think
Stunning.
we overuse replay sometimes when we take it down to the slowest of the slow motion
The
and
guy caught it.
determine.
He took 4 steps.
And we determine.
4 steps.
Oh, it looks like
Like that, yeah. I'm not a fan of the replaying the tip in basketball out of bounds, and
Yeah.
it's this guy's fingernail.
Yeah.
I'm okay, and people are like, well, you got to get the call right. With
Yeah.
that, there is an element of you like.
Well, honestly,
I don't know.
I think it can more get slow mode like that. For example, like they talk about with the hockey hit recently and like targeting.
Yeah.
Because like it's so like when you're literally lunging at somebody and then they make a move, they duck or whatever, and you just kind of end up there. Like I think that's where it gets slow mo goes wrong.
That and sidelines. Sidelines in when you slow it down to where you can get that freeze frame of the feet hitting either in or out. I think that's worthy.
It's gonna hurt as a Giant, but how about the no call on any of the holds with the helmet catch?
Oh yeah,
Don't know what
I
you're
never even
talking
thought about that.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Fair enough.
No.
Plead the fifth. All right.
It's not even that,
What a
but
catch.
but
What
them
a
not
throw.
What a throw.
them not calling
Respect.
him in the grasp of the defense was also interesting.
Oh, he was pulling away.
The
Also, you
scene
gotta
less
remember,
called.
That was also 2008 though.
I've seen less called.
They do. I think they do that more often now than they did back then.
A lot of guys have said it. Smitty version 2.0 is the last one, but Roy Jones in the 1988 Olympics. I watched that on YouTube this morning. You guys ever seen
I
that?
don't know what that is.
No,
Roy Jones Jr.
I think I've heard.
88
I never
Olympics,
watched.
the South Korea. It's in Seoul, South Korea. He's
I've heard.
fighting a South Korean fighter, and he beats the living shit out of the South Korean for 3. I think it's 3 rounds in the
They
Olympics. And it just beats the fuck out of him. And and when the refs, you know how the refs hold him. The whole time the South Korean guy, he's like his head's down because he's just been pummeled. And they hold his hand up, and he looks up and like, what the fuck? And the South Korean fighter Park something. Eventually, he apologized to Roy Jones afterwards because it's the
That was
biggest,
rigged.
it's the biggest rigged thing in the history of the Olympics.
Off of that, I might be dating myself. I've only seen clips. I think I saw it once. 72, the Russian thing where they put the
Basketball,
time back on
yeah.
basketball.
Twice they put time back on
To put
twice.
time back on twice to let them get the tip in, and USA didn't win the gold. Like
Yeah.
total.
And-
Like if it happened today, it would break Twitter.
You know the members of Team USA in 1972 have still and will never accept their silver medals. They won't take their silver medals. They didn't show up for the medal ceremony.
I respect it.
I respect
Yeah.
it.
I like it.
And
Every time you look at it,
One
why
of
would
them,
you?
one of them, I think I don't know his name. One of them died, and in his will said a member of my family is to never accept a silver medal for that.
Respect.
Love
That was his dying wish. So that's incredible.
People could learn a thing from that.
I feel like you could say a million. I know I've heard that Roy Jones one is just like legendary. I've heard that forever.
You being a fight guy, you should check it out. It's just
that was one of those. My dad told me that story as a kid, being like, "Oh, like he just killed this guy for 3 rounds. They gave it to him anyway." But that happens in like I
But
know.
you know
like,
how Roy Jones fought? It just did bam, 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 and everything's quick. And you just see him. He's just the guy is not in his league and not in his class. And Roy's just mad at the end.
I know there was like maybe probably like 8-ish years ago or so. There was a really, really bad one with Tim Bradley.
Yeah.
Where he just like kicked the shit out of somebody, and then it was either I forget who he fought. There was one that was really like egregiously bad that he just killed somebody and they gave the other guy the win.
We're running out of time quickly, but one call I always thought was bad. I told Big Ev this before the show that I've reversed on as I've seen it more in recent years. I was very mad at the Ohio State-Miami pass interference at the international title game, and now that I go back, that is pass interference. That was pass interference. What always soured me on that call was the call was right, but the flag was so late that it made it look wrong. If the flag had been thrown immediately, it doesn't linger the way it did. It was pass interference. I always hated it. I always said it wasn't, but I was wrong. So I mature as a man. That's my sister. Right there.
Respect.
Yeah. You respect the fact that I have a sister?
Yeah, I thought your parents would have gave up after one.
I just lob them up there, and you just crank them out of the park, huh?
They did wait a long time. She's much younger.
Much younger. She's 26.
Well, the embarrassment and the hatred.
I'm Brandon
all had to
Walker.
wear off.
That
so it
is-
makes sense they waited so long.
That is Pick Central.
They waited until he was grown up. He was out of the house.
The Yak is up next.
So let's